Hello, students. I am Dr. Gish. Welcome all of you to the new episode of the poem entitled Courage, which is written by a very famous American poetess of 20th century that is no other than Anne Sexton. Anne Sexton contributed a lot in the field of literature with her short life. She wrote this beautiful poem to focus and insist on the significance of courage. What is courage? It is very beautifully explained through this poem. According to the poetess, courage is something, an ability to face pain, danger, and opposition under various circumstances. We have to keep into mind that courage is something that gives us or enables us to face the worst situations in your life period. So let's focus on the multiple choice question based on this poem entitled Courage. So let's begin. The first question: Anne Sexton won which prize for her work entitled Live and Die? The options are A. Pulitzer, B. Nobel, C. Booker, and D. None of these. And the correct answer is she received Pulitzer Prize for her work. Next question. The poem Courage is taken from Anne Sexton's which poem collection? Options are A. Live and Die, B. The Awful Rowing Towards God, C. Transformation, and D. The Death Notebooks. The poem Courage is taken from The Awful Rowing Towards God. This was the last poem collection by this great personality. Next question. Anne Sexton is the well known poet of which century? Options are A. 18th, B. 19th, C. 20th, and D. 21st. And the correct answer is 20th century. Next question. Which of the following is a play written by Anne Sexton? Options are A. Love Towards Nation, B. The Awful Rowing Towards God, C. Live and Die, and D. 45 Mercy Street. And the correct answer is 45 Mercy Street. Next question. Anne Sexton was an poet to which country she belongs? And the options are A. American, B. English, C. Australian, and D. Irish. And the correct answer is Anne Sexton was an American poet. Next question. The poem Courage is divided into how many sections? Options are A. 4, B. 6, C. 7, and D. 10. And the correct option is 4. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas. Each stanza represents the phases of human life like childhood, adulthood, middle age, and old age. Next question. The first section of the poem Courage deals with options are A. Adulthood, B. Childhood, C. Middle age, and D. Old age. And the correct option is childhood. Next question. The second section of the poem Courage deals with options are A. childhood, B. middle age, C. adulthood, and D. old age. The correct answer is adulthood. Courage, according to Anne Sexton, is needed for options are A. the child's first step, B. the first bike ride, C. the first spanking, and D. all the above. And the correct answer is all the above. Courage is needed throughout the life, throughout all the phases of human life. Next question. The words their acid used in this poem means. What is the meaning of these words in the context of this poem? Their acid. Okay, options are A. Words of praise, B. Chemicals, C. Horrible words of oppressor, and D. None of the above. You have to keep in mind that the poet uses the common used words, but they have different context. So the correct answer is horrible words of oppressor. Next question. Who is addressed as the my kinsman in the poem? And the options are A. the reader, B. the critic, C. the children, and D. old aged people. Actually, kinsman is the word commonly used for relatives, but here this word is indicating no other than the reader. My kinsman is no other than reader. Next question. The soldier's courage, according to the poet, is displayed against. Options are A. Bombs, B. Bullets, C. Both A and B, and D. None of these. And the correct answer is both A and B. Next question. Who of the following suffered from the psychological issues? Options are A. Coleridge, B. Keats, C. Leo Tolstoy, and D. Anne Sexton. And the correct answer is Anne Sexton was suffering from bipolar disease, psychological disease. Next question. Anne Sexton personified which human emotion in the third stanza of the poem Courage? You have to go through minutely through this poem, and the options are A. Bravery, B. Pain, C. Sorrow, and D. Happiness. And the correct answer is sorrow. Sorrow is personified by the poetess in the third stanza of this poem entitled Courage. Next question. Courage is the ability to face which kind of human emotions under various circumstances? Options are A. Pain, B. Danger, C. Opposition, and D. All these. And the correct answer is all these.